All right, so today we're gonna try something a little bit different.
Okay.
And we're gonna be diving into a YouTube video
Okay.
called Never Regret, and it's from this channel, Black Soil. And
That.
the piece is very much like a spoken word piece, almost like poetry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and, obviously audio only for us, but I'm sure there's a video component that goes along with
Right.
it. But our goal is to kind of look at what's the message, what are they trying to say,
Mm.
what's the core, feeling they're trying to evoke in the listener.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, we're not going to be talking about any facts and figures.
Yeah.
We're really trying to look at this as art and try to understand what is the art trying to tell us.
Absolutely.
So let's jump into it. So
Go.
the piece starts out with this trio of phrases: never regret, never resent, and never reset.
Right.
What do you think when you hear those three right at the beginning? What do you think is significant about them?
Well, I think the repetition immediately establishes them as sort of these central tenets.
Yeah.
And never regret and never resent are kind of like two sides of the same coin, right? Regret is about our past actions, and resentment tends to direct those same negative feelings outward.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, letting go of one often requires grappling with the other.
I agree.
Never reset, I think, is interesting because it suggests a refusal to erase the past entirely,
Okay.
implying that even those tough experiences hold lessons and contribute to who we are.
Right, right. So you're taking those with you, you're acknowledging them, you're saying, like, these are important, I'm not going to reset and try to just wipe the slate clean.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so the piece then kind of throws us into some imagery. Treat is a threat that is coming for you, set it to you, and never break through. Set it, and never, when the light's burning, rain from the pane speaks the name. Oh my God, breaking through the night, says down.
Yeah.
Whoa, a lot going on there.
Yeah, a lot to unpack there.
For sure, for sure.
When you
Okay.
hear those lines, what jumps out at you?
Well, I think the contrast between that word threat and never break through really kind of speaks to this idea of facing these challenges head on, refusing to be defeated.
Yeah.
And the imagery there, lights burning, rain from the pane, definitely paints a picture of hardship.
Right.
But then breaking through the night, it offers this really strong sense of overcoming adversity.
Yeah.
It's like pain itself becomes the catalyst for that breakthrough.
Yeah.
What's also interesting to me is this almost defiant tone.
Yeah.
Set it to you and never break through.
Right.
Set it, never break. It's like they're being told they can't and they're doing it anyway.
It's like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to push through regardless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And that line, rain from the pane speaks the name, almost suggests that going through those difficult times, that's what leads you to that clarity or that realization.
Yeah. Okay. And then the piece shifts a little bit. It says, every step forward, problem of control by business, last chance corners.
Yeah.
Now, how do you interpret that?
Well, I think it's fascinating how personal progress, every step forward,
Yeah.
is immediately kind of framed against these external pressures, problem of control by business,
Right.
and then last chance corners. That phrase adds a real sense of urgency, doesn't it?
For sure.
Like these are maybe critical junctures.
Yeah, big decisions, high stakes.
Yeah, where decisions have significant consequences, maybe even a feeling of navigating personal growth within these larger restrictive systems.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Then we hear, drown in my head, there's nothing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think really speaks to that internal struggle.
Right, exactly.
Being consumed by negative thoughts.
Yeah.
Sort of overthinking.
Yeah, and that there's nothing for you, suggesting you need to disengage from that internal noise, look outward, or quiet the inner critic.
Find a way to not drown.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, and then it kind of circles back to those core ideas again. Never regret, never resent, never reset my hand is never regret, never resent. And we hear that phrase again. Rain from the pane speaks the name, oh my God, breaking through the night.
Right.
And it seems like that image of breakthrough through hardship, that's really like the central pillar.
Yeah, I think so.
Of this piece.
It reinforces the active choice we have to not dwell on negativity, to keep moving forward despite difficulties, finding strength and even insight in those challenging experiences.
Yeah, so if we kind of try to summarize everything, I think this piece is about cultivating that resilience.
Right.
facing obstacles head on and not letting them get to you.
Yes.
Letting go of regret and resentment and ultimately pushing through painful experiences to achieve that breakthrough.
Yeah, that's a great summary.
Yeah.
It's about inner strength in the face of personal and external battles.
Exactly. And so for you listening, how might these ideas connect with what you're currently facing?
Right.
What are those regrets or resentments that might be holding you back? And what breakthroughs might be waiting for you?
Good questions.
It's brief, but it's a powerful piece to reflect on.
Yeah, I agree.
So hopefully you enjoyed this deep dive.
Yeah, I did.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.